Welcome everybody to another weekly edition of Wrestling News with the Dude. And wow, 2 episodes in a row this week, right? So today, if you have seen last night's episode of GTS Wrestling, which technically was taken in a sunny day, there are 12 participants that have been reviewed for the YouTube Championship Tournament. It's not 8 or 16 participants like 2 years ago. Instead, you have 12. So each match is going to be a 3-way match or a triple threat match, might I add, instead of a single matches as usual. For almost every tournament you had single matches. The winner will move on to a semi-final, and the opening match we will have is Grim versus Hog versus Joey Angelo. And let's just start off with this match. So I think Grim is obviously going to win, because there's no way that Hog and Joey are gonna win this match, because who would want to see Hog or Joey as the YouTube champion? Nobody, because of the odds of this match. And next we got Tony Cini versus Kurt Bale versus the GTS champion Onslaught. So I remember I said it like a day ago when I said Onslaught shouldn't be in the tournament because he's the top champion right now, because I'm gonna go over the list that I made yesterday. So yeah, obviously Onslaught is not gonna win because he's the GTS champion. There's no point of putting him as a YouTube champion as well. Nobody wants to see Onslaught 2 belts, right? And next we have Duhop versus Francesca versus Zach Fowler. So could be very interesting. So what if Francesca becomes the first female to win the YouTube title? I mean, remember when she became the first female to win the GTS title? Would be another history to be made, as Francesca will be the next female YouTube champion, or the first female to win the YouTube title. Well, let's see what happens. So next, Jimmy Controversy versus Kid Badass versus Jay Cage. So I remember the build-up storyline where Jimmy Controversy stole the YouTube title and he was going to feud with Bonifer, because you know that team, a group of Sky Corp 2M, and it was short-lived. Yeah, so much for the stable, am I right? So Jimmy Controversy had to ruin it, and yeah, I think the odds that Jimmy is probably gonna win this match and move on to the semi-final, facing either Duhop or Francesca, because I don't see Zach Fowler winning this tournament yet. So he's a new star, but he's not ready yet. But yeah, same goes for Kid Badass. And for Jay Cage, well, he's a mid-carder now, so I don't see any point for him to win the match. So I did mention yesterday that I named it one of those are going to be participating in a tournament, but one of them aren't going to be participating. So I did mention Grim, Tony Cini, Duhop, Kurt Bale, Joey Angelo, Jimmy Controversy, and Francesca. Those are the names that I have said are confirmed. And Onslaught and Jay Cage, I did say about Jay Cage, I believe. I don't know if I said it. I said it's possible that he could be showing up for a tournament. But Onslaught, well, I said that Onslaught shouldn't be in a tournament because he's the top GTS champion. Because that would be very useless to put him in a tournament, considering that there are 2 major titles in GTS right now. One is YouTube Championship and the GTS Championship. Yeah, that would be very useless to have Onslaught in the YouTube Championship tournament, considering that he's the current GTS champion. But what about Ace Hitman Jones and Shamar? Well, these 2 are currently out of action for about, I don't know, but for Mike Swanson, I don't know where he is, but I do know for sure that Mike Swanson could be feuding with Kurt Bale. Hollywood Hooligan? Well, I don't know where he is as well. What about Game Stereo or Landscaper? Didn't show up for a taping. Tony Amo Jr.? Well, he was going to participate, but then he got super kicked by Grim. That's a missed opportunity, but at the same time, he's already in GTS for like a few weeks or a month or so. I could be wrong, but yeah. Switching gears now to New Japan Pro Wrestling as we get on to the G1 Climax 29 result this week. So we are on the B block tournament on the 8th night of the G1 Climax. So far, Juice Robinson gets a 2-point. Taichi, 2 points. Jon Moxley gets a 2-point and still undefeated. And hopefully, we will get to see Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito tomorrow night. Well, on Sunday night in the Japan time. And also, Jay White finally gets a 2-point after 3 losses from his former Chaos members. And in the main event of the evening, Tetsuya Naito gets a 2-point. And most of all, he could be undefeated until he loses to the Switchblade, Jay White. But hey, I would love to see Jon Moxley win the match, but unfortunately, I had a feeling that Tetsuya Naito is going to win. On to the next night of the G1 Climax 29 in the A Block tournament, we had Kota Ibushi gets a 2-point. Will Ospreay gets a 2-point by a disqualification. Zack Sabre Jr., well, he's probably not going to be in the finals, so Evil gets a 2-point. Hiroshi Tanahashi gets a 2-point and he finally beats Sanada in a singles match. In the main event of the evening, unfortunately, Kenta is no longer undefeated as Kazuchika Okada is now 10 points straight with 0 losses until he loses to Sanada. And Sanada could probably get another title shot for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And then on the next night, well, the following night, we will have Juice Robinson versus Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto versus Toru Yano, Jeff Cobb versus Taichi, Shingo Takagi versus Switchblade, Jay White, and the main event of the evening, Tetsuya Naito versus Death Rider, Jon Moxley. New Japan Pro Wrestling is once again coming to America this September, known as Fighting Spirit Unleashed. And well, here are some great news. In New York, Manhattan Center, Hammerstein Ballroom, tickets have been sold out, along with Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the ECW Arena have been sold out in 4 minutes. And this is quite very shocking. Tickets are still on sale in Boston, Massachusetts in Lowell Memorial Auditorium. So it's cool that New Japan Pro Wrestling is expanding the markets in America, but not just the West Coast, but in the East Coast, but also in the Central Coast. And also, will we ever going to see New Japan Pro Wrestling in Canada? Let's see what happens. Super J Cup is happening next month after the G1 Climax 29, and 3 participants have been confirmed for Super J Cup. We got the former WWE Cruiserweight Champion TJP, and also we have the Roppongi 3K member Sho, and from CMLL, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Dragon Lee. So you see, I've been talking about NJPW more often than WWE, but for some reason I started to think, wow, New Japan Pro Wrestling is my thing right now than WWE. But here's the thing, there's been dramas going on Twitter like Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay. Now it's Randy Orton and Will Ospreay. So I see this tweet right now, as you can see, that Will Ospreay tweeted that he said, execute the plan that makes you smile every single minute of every single day. And Randy Orton says, good luck with that shit. And Will replied, what is it with all the WWE guys and my Twitter this month? Good luck with that shit shirts next? Realistically speaking, there's nothing that you could plan that makes you smile every single minute of every single day. But WWE is all about putting smiles on faces. Ospreay versus Orton, June 2020. Will it happen? Realistically, nah. Maybe you got me there. I'm happy though. Hope you are happy where you are. But unfortunately, my friend, I'm here for the long run. I mean, you're like the multi-time champ. Could you just leave for a bit, come here for Ospreay versus Orton, then go back? Just saying. Sounds like $1 to me. I'll ask Tuesday at SmackDown Live since I'm not on the Raw reunion. Well, This happened 5 days ago, so I would love to see Randy Orton versus Will Ospreay in the future, but unfortunately, never say never. With that being said, thanks for watching this video, Wrestling News with the Dude. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more content. Tap that little bell so you do not want to miss the latest video. And as always, peace and good day.